Don't take it off. Still can. We're back live with a passing show on Harrowings Live with Hal Gill, your host. So we're switching board is they don't apparently need to advertise their location because they must have enough business. I was really impressed with their facilities, but I really can't spend $200 or $600 a session on doing a podcast. Producers seemed to think my content was compelling enough with just a first sample. Well, we just keep on rolling. See a few folks I know out here. It's always good to just be out and about with people. Everybody's got their own story. Haven't walked a mile in anybody's shoes. And there are people with unique senses of style about, that's for sure. Got a lunch special, a 3-course meal for $16.99, soup, entree, dessert, Monday to Friday. Sounds pretty good. Might actually do that someday. My entree is usually a salad that I like a lot. They call it almond pecan salad. Larry's, Greek commerce, update everything. Oh, good luck. Yeah. Go do it. I'm back. Panhandlers. I try not to pay much attention if I can avoid it. Chat back there's got Gunner. Well, it looks like Gunner's gonna talk to him a little bit, so that's good. I'm not. I just keep on moving. I try not to enable, if at all possible. And it's a fine line between helping and enabling. Those people who are my paid subscribers might be enabling me. I'd like to be enabled in doing this work, raw journalism. Who, what, when, and where? In Washington, D.C. Across our street. Let's do that. Let's take a look at the oncoming truck. Needs to stop. Thank goodness he did. We're at the Church of Scientology National Affairs Office. If you haven't seen Getting Clear, a documentary on this, I recommend it. You know, people want to belong. They want to belong to something. And they'll go to all kinds of extreme lengths to be a part of something bigger than themselves. I think they want to have some feeling of significance. And yeah, what is significant? I don't know. I just know how things seem to be. And it seems to me that most of us are not in touch with our being, not in touch with the immediacy of reality, the richness of being. That's what it's looking for. And here I'm ripping off a little bit of a book called The Conquest of Abundance by Paul Feyerabend. Think a lot about Feyerabend and his life and his philosophy. Taught out at Berkeley and maintained a correspondence with Hans Albert, who just died not too long back, well over 100 years old. I forget exactly what his age was, but he was a pretty important philosopher as well. And philosophy is really what Harrowings is about. Churning up that surface, knowing that everything is deeply superficial, but in that superficiality, in that richness of being, I mean, look at this maple, look at this plant, these people make up our society. Come on, I knew that. I didn't know he lived there. If it is the same guy I'm thinking it is, it's genius. And, we're all geniuses at some level or another. We all have our particular point of view, our ability to see and perceive and experience. How much of it we shut down in order just to navigate the richness of being is another matter. A Tale of Abstraction versus the Richness of Being is The Conquest of Abundance by Paul Feyerabend, subtitle. And I really enjoyed reading it. I'm going to go back and read it again, given the opportunity and the inclination to overcome my inertia. Once I get moving, I am distracted. I might get up to just about anything but reading a serious book of philosophy. Posthumous, it was. The Conquest of Abundance, made up from fragments of his lectures and such. Similarly, I want to do posthumous work for my father. The Harold B. Gill Foundation is about that. And he's been gone now. Oh gosh, it's been a year and a half, not quite a year and a half. But certainly did my best for him while he was around, to the extent I was able. My limitations is what it is. So we got the count. Get across here. Back to the bunker. Got a 12 o'clock get together with Sonny Triple. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with that. Might go live, might not. I think it's in my drafts right now, one of my live sessions with her. And a live interview with her, sort of preliminary podcast thing. It's tough to leave space for others sometimes, but that's what I really want to do, leave space for others. Everybody's fascinating. Everybody's a beauty, if you will. I was at the Warhol Museum, crank out some Velvet Underground. And Lou Reed has a range that I can deal with for the most part. I don't know. Anyway, I've got a vocal lesson and I've got to talk. So I'm talking. I'm getting my vocal cords limbered up to exercise them. It's work those muscles, work that diaphragm, work the lungs, and keep breathing. So important to keep breathing as long as possible. Ooh, go, and I can't get over. Looks like these guys will get to go first. I'm just going to watch the passing show from here because as I was talking, I distracted myself from a window of opportunity to get across Florida Avenue. Why not let us do this? Why not let us use the crosswalks? Got a 34-second count there. Pigeon walking up to me. Hello, Pigeon. That pigeon is every bit of the being as I am. And they process information differently, pigeons do. Apparently, they're very rapid. And if we were to see through their eyes, we'd see the world very differently. It's an important consideration, different processing. I understand mantis shrimp have a huge range of vision that we lack. Hadn't really known that before, but I saw something about it passing. So perspective, how we see the world, what we perceive, quite often very different from what is intended by the messenger. And, the whole complex confusion of it all reminds me of the Tower of Babel. So we can cross here. I can cross here. Looks like I've got the light on that street. I'm making a big sort of U-turn. You're getting a few extra steps in because, I'm a little behind on my steps for the week. Not up to 100% yet. I got close yesterday with walking over 12 miles, much of it filmed and recorded and put out there on Substack. I hope it doesn't disappear. I don't know the longevity of these photons. So storing things down on the computer is one idea. We've got lots of storage capacity in the house, the terabytes. I think I'm right up to petabytes of local storage, but it's what it is. So might take my took them might have. Yes, somebody got my trends and traditions. Complete wine course. Lots of autographs there. I don't know what that's about. Ah, the rose bushes. Should I take you into the bunker? Yeah. I really don't want to take you into the inner sanctum. It's so messy right now. Piles of material all around me. I need to get it a little better. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here before we go in. And thank all of you for joining us. This is Sam, Tom, Barry Simmons, David Gross. I've seen a lot of y'all before. Lost Vibes 100, one of my board of directors, Marjorie Goldberg, Big Blue, Charlotte Jones. All great to have you. And my rose started to bloom there. Yellow rose bush. It's got a couple other blooms about to come out there. I think at least one. In addition to that one, it's opening just gently. Let's take a closer look at it before I go in. Careful, careful, careful. Oh, yeah. There we go. I'm back up again. Lovely. That's now out a little bit more. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful dwelling. You can see I'm kind of surrounded by masonry. The door down here. Serious security. Got a sticker on the outside window, too, on the dining room. Make sure people know. Run a big risk if you try to break into this one. It's serious security. Okay. That's all I got. Thanks all. We're out here.